You know who isn't very appreciative nowadays, though, guys, is Elon Musk. And he has come clean about some fibbing that he did. So I don't know if you guys remember last week's show, we kind of talked about the feud that Elon Musk was having with Asmongold. And basically, the controversy was all about how Asmongold was calling out Elon Musk for not actually achieving the ranks that he said he achieved in what was it, Path of Exile 2 and Diablo 4. And there were a lot of people who were kind of like looking through his gameplay stuff and saying like, this guy plays like he's never played this game before. And Asmongold put him on blast. And then Elon came out and started leaking private DMs he had with Asmond and all this other stuff. But guess what, guys? Turns out the gaming community was right, and Elon admits to having multiple people playing on his account so that he could hit that top ranked in hardcore mode, which is basically, if you play these games, you know that if you die once, your character and all your progress is wiped out. You have to start over again. Yeah, complete reset. And Elon finally came out and admitted, he was like, hey, but he did kind of like hedge his bets when it came to like the criticism he had for Asmongold, because basically Asmongold said that if Elon could prove that like he actually played these accounts, he would simul stream his stuff to X instead of just doing YouTube and Twitch. And I think Elon got butthurt that Asmon isn't utilizing the X platform, and so like he kind of like went after him a little bit on that. But Craig, I'd like
otherly known as the homeless guy.
The homeless guy. Thank you, Brian.
Professional homeless man. Yes. Craig, I wanted to get your take on this. So first of all, what did you think of this feud to begin with, and what do you think about Elon coming clean about how he kind of cheesed the system?
Well, I think that it's great for Asmongold, right? Anytime something like this pops up, the person who's talking about it is the one who's going to benefit from it most, and who's at the center of it. So good for him. People are like, Elon ruined all his credibility with gamers. And my thought is we talked about this on our show, but everybody has their equivalent of the fish that they caught that got bigger over the years, right? There's the old, like, I once caught a fish this big, right? And then the next year it's this big. And then it's, oh my gosh, I caught this fish that was this big. But with gaming, right? Everyone has their gaming. With this one time I did this and it was awesome, right? And I think that's what happened with Elon. Was he was like, look, I'm one of the best, whatever. And in reality, it's like nobody with a logical brain could look at that and be like, yeah, that makes sense. This guy runs 3 billion, $3, 4, $5 billion companies, and he has enough time to grind it out on this game. So, it's like, I thought it was a big nothing burger, but some people are extremely offended by it, and awesome. If they really want to be that offended by it, that's really great. I hope that they they're probably, I would say, go outside on the weekend, but they're probably sitting down playing Path of Exile 2 right now. I think this is the equivalent of the fish that somebody caught, and he just got caught. It's like if somebody was to go back and be like, no, I have video of you catching that fish and it was actually this big, so yeah. It's I don't know. Elon Musk is an interesting cat. Does he do everything right? No. Do I do everything right? No. Does anybody here do anything right? No. But he's a lot fucking smarter than me. I promise you that, and a lot more rich. So,
well, Brian, I want to throw this to you. Why do you think a multi-billionaire, one of the richest men in the world, who runs some of the most advanced companies this planet has ever seen, and who is also like the right-hand man of the president, champion of free speech, feels the need to go to war over his status in 2 video games?
He's a true autistic gamer. That's what that is. He's like, I'm a gamer. Yes, richest guy on the planet. I'm the right hand of the most powerful man on the planet. But don't mess with my gaming cred. I'm just saying, don't do it. I'm going to pay people to make sure my gaming cred is top notch. I mean, if that's not an autistic gamer, I don't know what it is, dude.
Well, and color me shocked that the richest man in the world would have an ego.
Right.
It's like okay,
narcissism comes with the package, right?
Right.
Well, Alex, you run Nerd Gaming channel. What's your take on Elon basically coming out and saying like, yeah, I paid people to play these games for me?
I'm pretty much in the same ballpark as Craig over here. It's like shocker, like whoa, who knew the guy that runs all these companies has all this time to grind this super high quality, difficult game. It's like Craig said, it's a nothing burger to me, but I do find it more interesting the fact that he retaliated against Asmongold for calling him out on this. That's where the soft spot that I kind of find is like, let's dig into that a little bit. Because if this little thing, irritates him or offends him or gets him to censor and or like remove somebody's ability to make money on X because they pissed him off in some weird way, that's the most concerning part to it to me. It's not so much like I don't care if the guy plays games or not. I don't care if he pays other people to play games for him. That doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
What matters to me is his reaction to it and the real world consequences of somebody that powerful being upset at something so trivial. That's the part that's like, whoa, that's a little kink in the armor there, bud. That kind of freaked me out a bit. I like Elon. I think he's a great force of good in the world so far. I'm just hoping that doesn't backfire in some weird way.
Well, Odin, what's really interesting about this whole controversy is that, once again, the power of YouTubers is on full display, where basically you had a small group of Path of Exile live streamers and fans and stuff like that making videos on this that eventually blew up into like essentially embarrassing one of the most rich and powerful men on the planet. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that he came clean with it, but then at the same time, it does, I think, reveal that he is not a human being. I'm sorry, he is a human being. Sorry, he is not a human.
Odin reveals all.
Zuckerberg and Elon. He's a cyborg. It's just
Here we go again. Birds aren't real.
Simulation. No, but he's clearly human and he makes mistakes. But I think it also hopefully brings him down a peg in a lot of people's minds, because I think especially with the 2024 election, a lot of people put him on this pedestal and just and put him on this like, I don't care what he's done, I don't care what he does, he did X for me or he did X for my guy, and so therefore I'm just gonna like give him passes and everything. And I don't think that's a good way of just going about things. And so hopefully it at least reduces that somewhat, because he has a lot of things that are worthy of criticism, and clearly honesty is one of them.
Well, Tom, I think from reading this article, by the way, everyone, articles are linked in the description if you want to do your own research. The thing that appears to have upset Elon the most is that Asmongold wasn't using X for a video or live streaming, and that seems to be like the thing that really got his ire. And I know that X has announced that they're putting in like a video feed to kind of compete with TikTok. There's been rumors that Elon's going to buy TikTok with the Trump brokered purchase to avoid the ban. And then TikTok does have plans to do like, video on like TV, through apps and stuff like that. Do you think that this was more of a kind of like a response to Elon feeling slighted that Asmongold wasn't using his platform? Or was it just that Elon has an ego and he wanted to beat all the hardcore players in China?
No, and I don't care.
Okay, then.
Well,
good talk.
I really could care less about what Elon and some gamer are fighting about, to be honest with you. I don't even know what an Asmongold is. By the way, Craig, I'm like the least gamiest person in the world. Have you ever heard of the game Galaga? That's about my speed.
That's cool. No worries, man. Everyone's got their flavor of ice cream, and that's cool.
Yeah. Well, have you guys ever heard of Hemorrhoid Hurts?
My bigger issue was the sharing of the DMs. That was pretty low.
Yeah, that was pretty low. But what isn't low is $2 Australian from Hemorrhoid Hurts. Good morning, friends, chat, and panel. Congrats, Craig. Yes, congrats, Craig.
Thanks, Mr. Hertz.
Yes, we appreciate all the work that you put into showing the woke gaming industry that normal people exist and they have opinions.
I think that, sorry to interrupt, but like I feel like that's the biggest crazy thing about this is like all we did was just like, did you see the stat this past week that was talking about the number of women and non-binary developers in the industry?
Yes.
It was like 36% or something like that. 36.
It was up from 25% 2 years ago to 36%.
Like,
I think.
And do you see the other stat around the number of male players for the Nintendo Switch? What that was like? It was like 85%, 86%. And then I'm going to go on a little rant here, but we've heard forever from the ESRB that gaming is a 50-50 split between male and female. And anybody who's ever played a game or ever been to a convention knows that's a bold-faced lie, right?
Anyone who's ever tried to get laid. Yeah.
So if you see these stats, right, and you hear about this representation in video games, right? Like, I know who the audience is. I've been to these conventions. I've been in this industry for 20 years. I've seen who these people are, who the normal people are, normal men. That's who our audience is. So if you're upset about what we're doing at Side Scrollers or the Real Game Awards or any other thing that we announce, you're the outlier. You're the one who's the outlier who is not the normal one, right? We cater to that 80% that's not insane, right? They're 10% over here, 10% over here. We got that 80% audience over here. So if you have a problem with what we're doing, it's probably a you thing and not an us thing.
We should also probably point out that 50-50 stat that you mentioned, that includes mobile games like, Candy Crush and crap like that. Actually, so it's not really representative, I think.
Well, you say that, but according to the ESRB, they say 50% of console players specifically are female, which that's
definitely not true.
No, 0% chance.
Like, I could see an argument being made because being a teacher at a high school, like, I know, like, the girls, they have their games that they will play and the guys have their games that they will play. And you could maybe make that point, but console games, it's just, I could take a poll of my class and you would have probably 7 out of every 10 guys are playing some game, and then maybe 1, if even then, of the girls would be playing.
Yeah, I have 2 13-year-old girls, and they both play Fortnite on console. However, the majority of the gamers are mobile Candy Crush type gamers. Whenever a girl says, "Oh, I'm a gamer," it means that she has the games on her phone 90% of the time.
And to be clear, I posted a tweet about, okay, so here it is right here, the ESRB gaming demographics, right? Nearly 50% of US console gamers are female. Lies. Yeah, absolute lies. Because once again, I have 2 daughters, right? And do they play games on consoles? Yes. But I think there's a big difference between playing a game once a month or twice a month and being an obsessive hobby like you see for dudes. And that's what it is,
Yeah, one of my kids, it's an obsessive hobby. It's like a 6-hour-a-day thing. The other one just wants to go out and hang out with her friends.
Yeah. And to be clear, once again, women have always been welcome in the space. 100%. Please, like, they can come and go as they see, but it's just a fact of life. I'm sorry that it hurts people's feelings.
You guys know pride for me that my wife loves playing video games. We get together. Date night for us is turning on the Switch and playing Zelda together. And
that'd be so nice.
Smash Brothers and all kinds of cool stuff.
Awesome, man. That's great.
My wife hates video games.